Well, you know, it's work. It's a job. Usually that's been Don's place of solace, and I think over the years we've seen that his personal life has bled into his work life. We'll see if that happens to a greater extent this season.
We don't want to repeat ourselves.
What's that? How are you? I'm doing great. How are you?
I feel very fortunate. I feel, we're all so honored to be a part of the show, and
Has he gotten to the point where he's unredeemable yet?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that's the goal of the series is to redeem the main character. I mean, it's an exploration of this character, and I think, like most people, he's true to who he is. I think there's a way to understand it and to understand where he comes from, and I think that's what we try to explore a little more in this season.
did you ever? Did you?
We certainly lied
Speaking of which,
I'm not a particularly religious person, but I don't think anyone's ever passed the point of being redeemable. So we'll have to see if what he has in him, and we'll have to see what the world hands him and see if he's able to confront what is a problem that's following him around that might actually be him. And there's also the account of reality, I think, that keeps it fresh also. Sort of 1968 was, as far as I can tell, other than 1863, the worst year in U.S. history. And I'm trying to find a way to express what that feels like through the activities of what's going on. I mean, we control it. But yeah, the agency is suffering a little bit. Pete's on top. He has some foresight, but there's, issues come along. So the show is based on conflict. Don't forget that.
Thank you.
oh my goodness, in relation to the flashbulbs talk.
I mean, I think one of the best, like the weirdest, most stunning things about the difference between women's position then and now is that it really hasn't changed that much. It's like the most stunning realization. You're like, wow, we deal with all of this stuff still today. And there's so many of those themes in the show, and Matt does talk about how he's telling a story set in the 60s, but that actually talks about where we are now as well. So I think that's my biggest feeling about it.
You look very nice. I can't see you, but playing Cass and her and Elliot and Zara.
You always look like a far cry from who they're calling Bad Baby.
I think it's probably the happiest we've seen her in the last, 5 seasons or so. I think that she loves her husband, and Betty's always struggling to find happiness, but as we all are, on a day-to-day basis.
I have, yeah. Some information is hard to find, some's not so hard to find. That probably wasn't that hard to find out.
Safe to say that it's as unexpected and original as it's been up to this point. I mean, they're all informed by what's happened. None of these characters forget what's going on. Neither do obviously the writing staff. That's what makes it so fun to do the show, because nothing comes out of the blue. Everything adds up. Everything pays off. So I mean, people have opinions about what season is the best season, but I mean, to my mind, it keeps getting better and better.
The way you dress in real life, or at least think about fashion?
Oh, sure. It's given me sort of I'd say a more vast knowledge. I don't have a vast knowledge on fashion. I don't want to be. They relate a lot to her character. I think she's a really cool part of the show. She's sort of a different voice.
Indeed.
It's funny because we are pretty much the exact same age, which has been cool to play over a long period of time. But especially now, since we're getting later into the 60s and there's all this sort of cool stuff happening during the time, it's fun to see how different she is and how she sort of maybe would be now. She's just, I think the era really affects her, which is very cool.
It's a whack-a-mole. There's not enough agency advertising, there's too much advertising. There's not enough Betty, there's too much Betty. Who is Megan? Why isn't there more Megan? The fans don't run the show. I can't imagine that they are not going to sit back and enjoy where we're going. I promise.
And then
And it might be a little salacious, but that's what the show is.
Dylan, thanks.